Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Alam nyo guys, pasensya na kayo, no? Lalo na sa mga viewers natin who are still working on their PRs, struggling to get that elusive PR na naghihintay na ng matagal. Pasensya na kayo dahil alam ko yung mga topics natin over the past several months. Baka talagang frustrating for you guys, especially to hear. Wala ba ng pag-asa paminsan dahil puro balita pa rin tungkol sa paghihigpit, patuloy na pagbabawas, parang patuloy na pagpapaalis sa mga tao dito. Unfortunately, yun po kasi talaga yung reality, no? That is the direction, kumbaga, ang direksyon na tinatahak ng gobyerno ng Canada sa mga panahon ngayon. And to be honest with you, I don't think things will be changing anytime soon, at least not for the next couple of years. Okay. Bakit ko sinasabi yan? Dahil ito na naman guys, meron tayong episode today. Ito. Na baka kapag marinig ninyo, talagang lalo kayong maging anxious kung kayo po ay still finding a way to become permanent residents, no? Meron po akong isi-share sa inyo na isang video of a popular immigration consultant here in Canada. Widely followed. Ang laki po ng social media following niya, no? Anyway, he has a video now circulating, perhaps some of you have seen it. Kinukumpara po niya yung bilang ng mga temporary residents na nandito ngayon sa Canada. At kinukompare ito sa bilang ng mga available PR slots for the different streams here. Okay? Siyempre, bakit niya kinukompare yan? It is assumed that many of the temporary residents will want to become PR. Majority of them, siguro. At, syempre, ang paglalabanan nila, yung limited PR slots. Okay? Kinumpara niya yan. Alam nyo, ang kanyang sinasabi ngayon, maliit na porsyento lang sa mga temporary residents ang magiging PR. Sa laki nung diferensya, okay, nung temporary resident population at nung available PR slots. To be more specific, what he is saying is only 10% of temporary residents currently here will likely become PRs. Baliktarin natin. Ito parang mas nakakabahala, no, for you guys to hear. 90% of you, temporary residents, will not be PRs. Yan po ang kanyang sinasabi based dito sa video na aking isi-share sa inyo. Again, 90% of temporary residents will not BPRs. Yan po ang kanyang sinasabi. Yan ang pag-usapan natin. O sige, ipi-play ko na, no? Siya po ay si Mr. Kuber Kamal. Again, he is a popular popular consultant here. Baka napanood nyo na rin to, no? Okay, let me play it. Hindi ko po ipi-play ng buo, only portions of it kasi medyo mahaba siya. Yun lang po relevant sa ating discussion ng aking ipi-play.
That 90% of you who are temporary residents will not become a permanent resident. That is the math. IRCC has now released the numbers of the temporary residents who are currently in Canada, but this we have already known. But anyways, let's go through them. So about 1.5 million people who are in Canada with the work permits. There are another 500,000 some people who are in Canada with study permits, and there are roughly 275,000 people in Canada who hold both valid work permit and a study permit. And
okay, yan muna tayo. Ito yung may mga valid status, no? Okay? Estimated 2.3 million. Combination of those on work permits, study permits, at yung parehong study and work permits. Okay? 2.3 million. Puntahan natin yung available PR slots.
as per the last year's immigration levels plan for 2025, 26, 27, the number of economic quotas that are available under the economic immigration pathways, it's roughly 232,000 for 2025, reducing to 229 for next year and then further reducing in 27. I would expect to see further reductions when we get announced, or rather when we get presented with the new immigration levels plan. But this is economic immigration. Now, what is economic immigration? So this is all your PNPs, all your business immigrations, all your pilot programs, the AIP, the RCIP, the agri-food, and of course, the express entry. All of this comprises of the economic immigration pathways. The other are the humanitarian, compassionate, the refugees, the family sponsorships. Those are separate. Total of all of this forms the entire immigration quota. So if the economic pathway is, that's what the point is for this video, if the economic pathway quota is only 230,000 for this year, next year is approximately same but a reduced number, then how in the world are you going to fit 2.5 to 2.8 million temporary residents, majority of whom want to be a permanent resident, into this quota of 230,000? Math is not mathing, as they say. So therefore,
Okay, doon na lang tayo. Baka magtanong kayo, bakit biglang sinabi niya 2.5 to 2.8 million? 'Di ba? Yung unang nabanggit was 2.3. It's because sabi niya nag-allocate pa rin siya ng mga taong naka-implied status, yan, baka naghihintay ng isa pang permit, nag-apply ng bago. Tapos kasama rin halimbawa yung mga naka-visitor record, alam nyo naman, meron din gumagawa niyan, no? Naka-visitor record ngayon, hoping to find another permit later on, yung mga ganyan. Okay, so nag-allocate siya nun, and I'm sure malaki rin yung population na yun. Kaya tinaas po niya to 2.5 to 2.8 million. Okay, o narinig ninyo, for 2025, ilan po ang allocated slots for PR under the economic category, economic immigration? More than 232,000. Diba? So, kung yung mahigit 2 million po ngayon ay gusto maging PR o nag-apply, talagang parang 10% lang ang kalalabasan na ma-accommodate dyan. Ito po pala yung pinakita niya kanina, no? Yan, no? Yung PR quotas ng gobyerno for 2025, 2026, 2027. Pero I think merong kailangan ding i-clarify doon sa sinasabi niyang numbers. Oo, may mahigit 2 million right now na temporary residents. Yung sinasabi niya na 10% lang ang magiging PR sa kanila, that is under the assumption na lahat po niyan, 2.3 or up to 2.8 million, ay right now nag-a-apply, may pending applications for PR. I think it's not the case naman, Kasi halimbawa, yung mga naka-student permit, marami naman po sa kanila hindi pa nag-a-apply for PR. Maaring in 2-3 years pa naman po sila mag-a-apply. Same with those on work permits, na kasama doon sa bilang niya na 2.3 million. Malay mo, bagong dating pa lang po yan dito, hindi pa naman po sila mag-a-apply ng PR. So, hindi pa po sila kasama doon sa makikipaglaban sa more than 230,000 na slots for 2025. Pwede sila makipaglaban doon na sa 2026 or 2027, which maliit din maliit din sa totoo lang po ang allocations, no. Again, that's only for economic immigration. Ito lang po yan, no. Yan, economic. Yan. Ito lang po yan. Kasama dyan, caregivers, agri-food, Atlantic Immigration Program, PNPs, Federal Economic Priorities, yung express entry, etc. Okay? So, yung 10% niya may not really be accurate. Diba? Pwedeng mas malaki naman kahit papano because again, yung sinasabi niyang 10% is under the assumption na lahat po nung 2 plus million ay nag-a-apply ng sabay-sabay sa panahon ngayon. Which I don't think is the case, right? But, nonetheless, tama naman po ang sinasabi niya. Kahit pa sabihin mong mas malaki sa 10% ang magiging PR, kaya sabihin mo pa 20%, maliit na porsyento lang po yun, diba? Isipin ninyo. Kung doblehin mo, 20% ang pwede maging PR, halimbawa, that means 80% will likely not have a chance to become PR. Sabihin mo nang gawin mo pang 50%, diba? Ibig sabihin, 1 in 2 hindi magiging PR. It's still difficult, the journey to securing your PRs. Also, another thing that we should note, ang binanggit lang po niya na PR slots ay yung sa economic streams, economic immigration nga po. Meron naman po pang slots for family, iba pa po yan. O halimbawa, for 2025, yung family sponsorships for spouses, children, parents, and grandparents. For 2025, meron pong mahigit 94,000. For 2026, may 88,000. Ganon. Okay? Meron din po pang slots sa, well, hindi naman uso sa mga Pilipino masyado ito. Yung refugees, iba pa po yan. Diba? Meron pong, kumbaga, there is a small population, small group from the temporary residents na dito rin mapupunta. Meron ding maliit na number, slots din for HNC cases. O halimbawa, for 2025, may 10,000. Okay? So, ayun. Okay. Siguro his numbers, pwede pa i-correct, no? But, tama po siya, no? Sa kanyang pinapoint out na masyadong malaki ang temporary resident population kung ikukumpara sa pinag-aawayan nilang PR quotas. Yun naman po yung tinatry niyang i-point out, ano? Ano ang aasahan natin, ano, kung gano'n ang sitwasyon? Wala. Talagang, there are several scenarios that could happen the way I see it. Obviously, yung iba talagang mapapuwersa pong umalis, lumabas ng Canada. Isa pang other scenario, well, marami po ang maaaring makipagsapalaran at maging undocumented, maging out of status. That's a reality. Many will stay. I think marami din po, ito mas marami siguro, ang magta-try talaga to extend their stay by securing a different type of permit. Diba? Yung mga work permit, mapupunta ng mag-aaral, magsa-study permit. May mga ganyan po eh. Mag-visitor record muna, and then kung ano man, anong mapag-desisyonan after maging visitor record, yung mga ganyan. But how long really can you be on that track, no? Yung extend. Mahirap din, no? Mahirap din maging ganon. Ito pa po ang isang malungkot, no? Yung pinag-uusapan po nating PR quotas, hindi pa po yan ang latest. May ilalabas po early next month. At doon inaasahan na babawasan pa yung mga quotas na yan. Sige, pakinggan natin. I played this for you in an episode a few days ago. Prime Minister Mark Carney talking about or giving us a glimpse of what we can expect dito sa paparating na Canada Immigration Levels Plan.
I think, yes. So let's take a step back on the immigration system, and I'll give some perspective, if I may, which is if we go back 6-7 years, the number of what are called non-permanent residents, so temporary foreign workers, students, asylum seekers, other people who've come to Canada and haven't yet become citizens. You know, most people in Canada at one point, either themselves or their parents or grandparents, were immigrants to this country at one time. But these are people who haven't yet become citizens. That used to be about 3% of the population. Just before I became Prime Minister, it had gone up to 7.5% of our population. So there's a big, big increase. And so that's what this MP, I don't remember who said it, but was referring to. And so our challenge is to, and this is what we're doing, is to make sure that we rapidly build up our ability for those who are here, who are working, who are building a life, to do that. Those who should go back, asylum seekers who are not going to ultimately get asylum, that we return them, track them and return them. That we reduce the flow of new temporary Canadians, temporary residents in Canada, and I just gave you the figures on that, so we can manage down the overall level in a responsible way. And we're doing all of those things in about 2-3 weeks' time. We'll be releasing our immigration plan, our next immigration levels plan, and that will include many of the steps that we'll be taking around these issues.
I-summarize ko lang ulit. Okay, ang plano po in the coming years is for many of the temporary residents here to transition into PRs. Okay, syempre, yun naman talaga nangyayari, nag-a-apply po sila. Obviously, many of them will have to leave because not everybody will be accommodated. So, merong nagiging PR at may kailangan umalis. At the same time, babawasan yung inflow ng mga bagong parating. That is the way to slowly reduce the overall, kumbaga, population of temporary residents, no? Isa na namang episode na alam ko, magkukos na naman ng anxiety para sa ilan sa inyo. Pasensya na kayo. I know many of you also medyo nababahala dun sa nakaraan nating 2 episodes tungkol sa sinasabing maaaring magkansela ng mga immigration applications. Again, guys, hindi pa po official yun, ano? But I can imagine, from that report to this, alam mo yun, mahirap talaga ang buhay ngayon. Pero ang maganda, basahin niyo po yung comment section ko in some of the recent episodes. Meron naman po doon tayo mga kababayan na sinasabi na, guys, hindi lang naman po Canada ang inyong option, ano, kung sakaling hindi po kayo pala rin dito. There are other options. US, you know, other Asian countries, Singapore, ano man, New Zealand, Australia. If hindi po kayo para dito, that means God has other plans for you. Yun lang po talaga yun. Better plans at that. Yun lang. Okay, I will end this episode here. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next one. Bye!